Welcome back to part 4 of our interview with Eric Menge and the Old Mage here on Mages and Sages podcast. Do hope you enjoy. So Eric, why this setting? Why the realms?
Because they told me I could.
I mean, other than the rich lore and everything, I mean, could you have done this in Greyhawk? Could you have done this in Dragonlance? Could you have done this in Earthright?
Yes, I could do it in Greyhawk. I could not, which we kind of did in with Living Greyhawk. We did a 5-year campaign set in the Grand Duchy of Jeff, which was all about against the giants. They told us we could not
Jeff.
Oh.
So we had to figure out another villain to be behind the drow, and we decided to use fairies because the giants were big and hit people really hard, and we needed something magical and squishy to balance that out. But Greyhawk is a much different feel than Forgotten Realms.
Squishy?
Much different.
Magical and squishy.
Squishy. That's a good description of.
They don't let they run. So we did a. I hadn't gotten approval to do Moonshays yet, and I always love Welsh folklore. And
Yes.
I didn't want to have 1,000 players coming up with bad Scottish accents wearing kilts. So we decided to go with Welsh.
I've never managed to put a kilt on an accent. It always falls to the floor.
Every time I hear fairies now, have you seen the movie Onward?
Yes.
I always think of those fairies on the motorcycles now. Every time I hear the word fairy, I just think of,
are you looking at me? Just for us.
Do I?
It was very nice that Pixar made a movie just for us.
Just for us, exactly. Exactly.
They made one for all the Scots too.
That's right.
Brave.
That's right. Brave. That's right. Yeah, but they used real
Beast
Scott.
Jedi's! No.
Yeah, but they used a real Scot for the king, at least.
Oh, yeah, but I couldn't do this in Dragonlance for the reason that Ed mentioned earlier. Just Dragonlance has its story, and it's hard to do anything outside of that. I think they tried to get away from that by doing like the New Continent, which was supposed to be all new Dragonlance and an all new part of it, so it didn't have
work.
a legacy. But I've been doing Forgotten Realms. It's been the setting for a lot of my home games ever since I was, 12. Where we did our initial work was under Ilfarn, set out of Daggerford.
Well, it's funny because when I was gaming, it was all Greyhawk, and Curry actually introduced me to the Forgotten Realms. He said, "You got to read this book," and he told me to go buy the Crystal Shard. So I went and bought the Crystal Shard. I was so intrigued by the setting that Bob had put in the book. I'm like, I got to go buy this. So I went and bought the box set. And the rest is history. I've been in love with it ever since.
Give them to me when they're young.
I wasn't so young then. That's the whole thing. That was in what, 90? Curry, what was that, like 90?
Oh, well, the earliest it possibly could have been is 91 to 92. If I were to look at the timeline,
I wasn't married yet, so yeah, 91, 92. I was still plucking eyeballs. That's right.
That's right.
I was still plucking eyeballs. Yes, I worked as a transplant coordinator for an eye bank, and so I plucked eyeballs for a living.
Jeff would call me at about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Dude, I know you're not asleep. I'm bored. Come up to the D&D. We'll play some D&D. And that was our thing. We would sit at the Dunkin' Donuts all night and do game development stuff and game design stuff and character roles and everything we could get our hands on when there wasn't a dead body to work with. We were either at the Dunkin' Donuts playing Dungeons & Dragons or out on a case somewhere in the middle of the night, God knows where in Florida.
That's right. That's right.
Florida? Florida couldn't provide you with dead bodies? At a
Oh, they
moment?
did. Oh, no, they did.
This does not sound like a reasonable novel. We were in Florida. We didn't have a dead body, so
I can
doesn't
just see
sound
Jeff.
plausible.
You know, after 3 beers, he has to get up and go to the loo. So he says, "Keep an eye on this for me." And just drops the
Oh,
leg.
Our biggest joke was it's all fun and games if somebody loses an eye.
Yep. That's right.
But no, yeah, that's how I got introduced to it. I matter of fact, I wrote a campaign sitting at the office. I had no calls all night. I sat there from midnight till 8 in the morning, and I wrote a campaign that I put these guys through in the realm. The first one I
Yeah,
put.
yeah. You should have given Eric a waiver.
It was actually called The Rod of 7 Parts, believe it or not.
Yeah, that was weird because then that product came out that year. We started going to Gen Con. I'm like, hey, did you sell this?
I'm like,
What's,
no.
what's going on here?
Yeah, it was the Rod of the Rod of 7 Parts. I wrote.
And Doug wrote the novel to go with it.
That's right.
The Rod of 7 Parts novel.
Forgot about that novel.
Mhm.
I read that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. That's true.
I
Oh,
was
see.
young and beautiful back then.
Weren't we all? I can still fit into my wedding gown.
Okay, now that I have to see.
No, you definitely have to sign a waiver for that one.
They shut down the Thetford Halloween exhibit, Ed. I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately, not anymore. Hey, you did send that Jungle Tracks. That's cool looking, Eric.
Yeah, that was by Julian Walker, who was my artist that I was working with for Snow by Night.
Right.
It was my little graphic novel I was doing about fantasy American history. And we were doing that one with Jose. We wanted to go with a kind of a shout out to the old 2E style with the bright colors.
Right.
And we kind of we got yelled at over that logo. If you look carefully, it's not the original logo.
Yep.
No.
For that
Yep.
one. But Wizards never trademarked that logo.
Really?
They
Really?
trademarked words Forgotten Realms, but they never trademarked the logo. Because it probably covers it. But because we're doing this on the DM's Guild, I thought we had the ability, they were giving us the ability to use the IP for the Forgotten Realms, so I could use the word. And then I said, well, I'll just put it into a logo because I like that logo. And they said, no, bad Eric, don't do that. Oh.
As a matter of fact, when I wrote the Forgotten Times, we used that logo.
Yeah, but you see, that could somebody who wasn't paying attention could interpret that to mean that's an official product just by seeing the logo. That's
That was
probably
their
why.
argument.
Yeah, that's probably why they reacted like that.
It works so well on that art, though. I love it.
Hmm.
I was ready for a second one. I had an alt cover ready to go. It's like, oh, well, if they don't like it here, I'll just redo another one. And I just switched it out. It's easy to do because it's a PDF.
Right.
And they were like, no, you can keep it on there. That's fine. Just we're going to ban everyone from using logos.
Oh. You know what? Oh, Eric, you ruined it for everybody.
I did. I know we can't have nice things.
So that's the Life of Brian moment. Now don't do it.
Don't
Okay.
do it. That's right. Only takes one person to ruin it for everybody. Oh my God.
But that art kind of captures the feel that we're going
Oh,
for.
it's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Because that scene is actually a background to set up one of the adventures that you run into. So it doesn't actually happen in the book. It's a background to one of the adventures, so that it's not a spoiler. As opposed to the leprechaun painting the cow green on the cover of the Dungeon magazine. It's a whodunit. Who's doing all these pranks at the farm? Well, it's on the cover. Anyway.
So Eric, what other part of the realms? Now we talked a little bit about it, but what other part of the realms that you would like to dabble in or see expanded, or any other part that you're interested in other than the Moon Chase? Because now think about it, then WotC is staying on the Sword Coast, so the Sword Coast is taboo, right, Ed? Pretty much.
No.
To a point.
Yeah.
To a point.
You risk doing something that will immediately get stepped on
Right.
by an official product.
So going east from there, what area would you like to dip your toe into?
Galelands.
The Dalelands? And what part? I mean, the Daleland has been pretty well combed over, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's the reason why I haven't really done anything with it, because what can I add? What was that?
What's Eric? What's that?
Leisure.
Clean up what exists already would take 800 pages.
Oh,
wow.
Now, I'm not talking about existing lore that went in 10 different directions. I'm talking about something new, something you haven't seen before. I mean, what would you want to do?
He's really mulling this one over.
He really is. I guess he's smoke. This is a tough question.
He really wanted the Dalelands, and Eric crushed it.
I was not crushing Eric. I was crushing Jeff, who said it's been done.
I didn't say it's been done well.
No, there's lots of great material.
Right.
It needs to be integrated and synced up.
Right.
In fact,
Exactly.
Mr. Crashos has been dipping a spoon in the waters over there for a little while, I think.
Yeah, but
Oh,
he's
yeah?
been derelict in getting stuff out too.
Yeah, well, it's George.
You'll like
See if he listened. See how far into the podcast he listened.
All right, it's in one of these books here, dude.
It's in one of these books. Those are all, in case you want to know, those are all my secret pony, whatever it's called.
My Little Pony.
My little pony comics. That's right.
What you ought to start
Hey,
doing
come
with
out with My Little Pony comics.
No. You should start running My Little Pony through the classic D&D adventures.
Oh my
Like
god.
Tomb of Horrors,
Oh, sure.
My Little pony be sitting in the corner shaking.
What happened to
It wasn't
Sunshine's
just one.
horn? She stuck it in the big out mouth.
I can
I
see
was
it.
thinking about the,
I can see it. The adventurers go through and they find My Little Pony in the corner of her dungeon just saying, "Help me."
it was not just the Dalelands in general. It was two in the specific that I really wanted to get into, but we'll just but then I'll take Eric 1's recommendation and avoid it. Like Scardale, I always thought had an interesting story.
Right.
Yes.
And then there was the other one. Which is the one that has? Is it Mistledale that has Ashaben Ford in it?
Miss.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the other one that I found most intriguing.
There's a really nice map of Mistledale in the Shadowdale module, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was in one of these. There was a Daleland supplement that had all about. But I can't find it right now.
It's missing one. It's missing one map.
Two, I think.
Two maps, yeah. That are on Candlekeep as errata.
Yeah, they're floating around.
If they don't go to the Dalelands, what is the one?
You can go to the Dalelands. I was just teasing.
Valwood way in the bottom.
Sorry.
How's that for a picture, guys?
Oh my God!
Oh, nice. No tongue.
Oh, if you listen to the last episode with Aaron Evans, I put this picture in there. It says an Eric Menge coming up.
Oh, it's so good.
I really need that waiver. Where was that waiver?
You are going to share that picture, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Oh.
I should feel that Eric too should have a souvenir.
I think you should too. I mean, look at that.
That looks like wall art to me, like printed out 10-color glossy photograph, circles and arrows on the back.
I mean,
or just beside the bathroom mirror.
there you go. That's a little bit of demon action.
I will deny all of you if I ever get.
I'm gonna have a wallet size and bring it to Caleb.
What size wallet?
Wait, no, you know what? Get that put on a T-shirt.
There you go.
No, look at Eric. No, please.
Well, no. If you had it on only one T-shirt, and you gave it as a gift to Eric.
That's right. It would
So
be
he
fun.
could hide it in the depths of his closet and take it out and look at it on lonely, cold nights.
I was thinking it should be like one of the advertising flyers for next year's Candlekeep seminar. Come to
Oh.
Candlekeep.
Come, he might meet a demon.
The one on the left. No.
Dambrath. There we go. I'm dragging us back. Dambrath.
Dambrath. That would be a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Because the ones, it didn't get a full society, how does this thing work, right up. It just got the, hey, battle, horses,
Really?
war. It didn't get the, what do they eat? What do they trade? It didn't get that.
The secret masters below the ground, that is very fascinating to me. You did do a lot with that. And also, how much are the people? You could also have like a 13 colonies level feel to it with like the American Revolution, like the people on the surface. Well, we're just here to provide goods for the mother country down below. And there's rumors of revolution, and of course the Drow aren't going to put up with that.
Of course not.
And
Now
so
wait.
there's lots of possibilities of with that NPC players can get in all sorts of shenanigans.
Dambrath. Let me see.
I love it. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Is that down by Var the Golden?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but over.
But over.
Closer to Halrua.
Okay. Okay.
It's with the Archaeans that came through a portal in Chandelure and then kind of migrated down, and so they're actually barbarians of Aluskan heritage. And then the Drow came out of the depths, and they formed the half-Drow named the
Corinthi.
Corinthi. Didn't pronounce that right. Well, what I always loved about Dambrath was that was another one that wasn't that.
Okay.
It's not easy to find a real-world analog because a lot of players jump right to like, tell me the real-world analog. And like Red Wizards of Thay and, Dambrath, those are the kind of country, Halrua, that they don't have that analog, and therefore they're a lot more fun to play with. At least I think so.
Right.
So I love Dambrath. I think it's a great place.
No, and it's you got the Fields of Dead Kings there too. I mean, it looks like a rich area that nobody's really done anything a lot with yet.
Well, no, Elminster did wander. If you read the Elminster Speaks web columns, if you can find them hidden on the WotC website,
You should be able to find them.
he did wander around down there, mainly doing the dwarves.
Doing the dwarves?
Covering the Great Rift area, and also covering Del Zimmer.
Oh.
There's I think 4 or 5 columns on Del Zimmer because those web columns are so short. So you just wrote about Del Zimmer and then you chopped it, and then you write a nice little finishing paragraph. See you next week. And
Do you remember when you did it? Because I'm looking on here. And
Del Zimmer was a while ago, but it was a great article series that Ed had done.
Oh, here it is, the doings of Del Zimmer, and you've got part 1 through 6. In 2002.
I was a busy little bee.
You were. You had one a month or actually you had 2 in 2 in the summer. On each
Take
month.
one a month and you'll feel better in the month.
Doings in Del Zimmer. Yeah, but you have like 66 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, not all in Del Zimmer.
No. Oh, no, not all in Del Zimmer. But yeah, no, that's great.
Oh, just one of the things I was contemplating with Dambrath is what if you flipped everyone's what is the term? The cycle, so they sleep during the day and they're awake at night. Because if you read the description of the weather is miserable during the day, but it's great during the night. And if they have so many half drow, and they're dealing with the drow below the earth, they'll only want to come up at night anyway. And so you have a whole society where they nap during the day, and everything of interest happens at night.
It is unbearably hot throughout the entire year, and relief only comes during the rainy seasons.
I was just kicking around ideas.
No, that's a great idea, actually.
Like how it's the nighttime, night realm, because they are up all night.
Well, nothing's really been said about it since Hasafir Hazmakri was the ruler.
Shining South.
Yeah, there's a third
third.
3.5.
Yeah,
Thomas,
3.5.
Thomas
Well,
Reed.
Well,
Yeah.
that was 1356 to 1385.
That was 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so long ago.
Yeah, and I haven't gone any closer to that than I'm working right now on Volo's Guide to Orm Pur.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the closest we get to there.
So, another couple ideas I've been kicking around. One is doing a sequel to Menzo Berenzon,
Oh, that would be great.
which this one I've been wanting to do for 5 years. And I think I now have the team in place because I found a lot of great writers through the Moonchase of doing a Rindlin, Haven in the Underdark.
Oh no! Come on, do Chavra Auguste.
No.
He said no. He said no. Chavra Auguste isn't even on the map anywhere.
The reason why I want to do a Rindlin is I have a deep and abiding love for the Dark Maiden.
Right.
The illustratee is a great goddess, and she came. My understanding is that she reemerged from the weave at the spell webs in Arindlin, and they still have the City of Hope, whose name that I cannot remember.
Riamanthin. Yeah.
Is still around, although they're not really mentioning it very much.
Yeah.
And Steven's at work.
Steven is actually thinking of writing something up.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I need to talk to him.
You need to.
Yes, because I want to do this a small, like the rebel base for the Cult of Illustrae in the ruins of Arindlin as a way stop that they're using to escort drow that are escaping from Lulth to the surface.
Ragtag fugitive fleet.
That's right. What is this, the A-Team?
No, wrong show, dude.
Wrong
That's
show.
Battlestar.
Oh,
come on.
okay,
You gotta
that's
get
right.
your nerdology together,
That's
brother.
right. That's right.
So it would be like a small bolt hole that would be like a place where players could go to like get supplies and rest and not be constantly worried about dying in the Underdark, but at the same time really tie it in heavily to the followers of Illustrae.
That sounds awesome. But it should be in Chavra Auguste.
Stop that!
It doesn't. I just want to point out that I'm very frustrated with the number of drow cities that I've worked on that have been blown up.
Well, this is why we're recycling one.
I'm just saying, after I spent a weekend detailing Shedna said, they just blew it up.
Okay, Eric, this is Eric 1 now.
Yes.
You just have to have some drow locate their city in a decaying mythal.
Ooh.
And then when they blow up the drow city, it's like a snow globe. Everything swirls around, and then it slows down. And then the pieces are hanging in midair, and then the drow can just tow them back where they should be. And
I like that.
Oh, man.
the city you cannot destroy, you can just rearrange it.
It's funny because I didn't realize this till fairly recently. You've seen the whole Harry Potter series, right? Everybody's seen all 7 movies or 8 movies, perfect. That it's almost like they built a mythal around Hogwarts when they were trying to protect it in the very last movie. With that whole shield that they developed when that fell over Hogwarts. It's almost like they built a mythal.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's one take on it.
If I get to move forward on this project, I would love to get your wisdom on it, Ed, and yours as well.
Sure.
Since you are so heavily involved in that area, just to see if it's possible. Does it work within the lore?
They sneeze
Cool.
lore. They sneeze lore.
Yeah. Anything you want to chat about, just drop me an email.
All right, will do.
Yeah.
Because we have some ideas. One of the things I definitely wanted to get was to get some co-writers who are women of color to help me with it.
Cool.
That would be great.
Of the subject.
Yes. This is good. Yes.
And we got to just try out a whole bunch through the Moonchase.
Nice.
So,
Good. That is one nice change from the usual sausage fest. Which,
That's
as you can
right.
see, well, I mean, just look at us.
Look
now.
at us. Yeah.
Yes. It's unfortunate. Well, we're getting there.
Mhm.
Slowly.
The other one is I had another crazy idea. Maztica. But I don't want to write it. I want to be the back end of it.
Isn't that Ward doing Mastika?
I don't think so. Doug Niles wrote Mastika, the original version of it.
I'm thinking of what am I thinking of? The one he does. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Well, I was working through Snow by Night, which was my history, my graphic novel about North American history. I had got to meet a lot of Native American writers and publishers, in particular one by the name of Lee Francis. Yes, Eric.
Oh, I was just saying I have to run. Unfortunately, I got to go help with some kid stuff. So it's been
okay.
wonderful.
Thanks for stopping
Thank
by,
you.
Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
See you later.
All right,
Yeah.
bye. So we're down to one Eric. Where Eric
Hey!
might.
Okay, yeah, no. Good.
Well, I hope you enjoyed part 4 of our interview with Eric Menge and the Old Mage. Stay tuned for the final portion, which will be aired probably next week. And we'll finish up our interview with Eric and plan on our next one coming up. Please don't forget to listen to our small bits that we're bringing over from Ed's YouTube page onto the Mages and Sages podcast site here. They're just little pieces that Ed did a few years ago. We thought people might enjoy them, so do tune in for those. I've already got a couple up there, and I do think you'll enjoy them. So please, remember, keep playing in the realms.